Coming up on today's Philadelphia 76ers now, according to WOJ, the Los Angeles Clippers still interested in making a James Harden trade. But what's the holdup? We'll explain here coming up in just a bit. Also, Joel Embiid announcing on Thursday that he is going to join Team USA for the 2024 Olympics. And we're going to explain why that could lead to a big move in free agency for the Philadelphia 76ers. Let's begin here on the James Harden front. I'm Chase Sr. This is 76ers Now. So glad all of you are here with us. So according to Adrian Wojnarowski, there's still mutual interest between Harden, Los Angeles Clippers, and the Philadelphia 76ers have been in contact with the Clippers about facilitating a Harden trade. Even though he reported to Colorado State, he's been partaking in practices with Philadelphia as training camp is underway. He still has his eyes set on the Los Angeles Clippers, an opportunity for him to go back to LA where he grew up before he committed to Arizona State. That's where he played his college ball. So here's that report from Woj on the beard that Harden still wants to be traded, specifically to the Los Angeles Clippers. The Clippers would very much like to acquire James Harden to put him with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, Woj said. He continued by adding this: those talks have not gained any traction. The Sixers' asking price is high. The Clippers at this point are not inclined to bid against themselves and offer more in a trade than they have already when they know they're not bidding against anybody else. They know they made Philadelphia the best offer. And because of where we are on the calendar, still weeks away from the first game of the regular season, and we're still a long way away from the February trade deadline, playoffs starting in April, I think the Sixers and the Clippers, their need for James Harden isn't necessarily over 82 games. So certainly a lot to break down and dissect from that. First, though, we want to pop up our poll question here because I want to gauge where the audience is. Will James Harden be on the Sixers the first game of the season? For instance, will he be traded before the start of the year? Why for yes and for no? Let me know down in the comment section. Now, we know this standoff is going to last a really long time, and it's lasted a long time already up to this point, first week of October, because Daryl Morey is not going to trade James Harden for less than what he believes is equal and fair value. But no strong trade packages, in his estimation, have emerged. He's had these conversations with the Los Angeles Clippers, and you look at the Clippers' trade assets, they've probably offered some of these players, but some of the players that Daryl Morey wants might not be included in this trade. And that's really what the holdup is here, is that Daryl Morey wants more than a Marcus Morris, a Nicholas Batum, a Robert Covington, a Bones Highland, Amir Coffey, Kobe Brown, a 2028 first-round pick, and a 2020 first-round pick. For Daryl Morey, he's looking at James Harden, and he's like, well, hold on. I understand that he's starting to get a little bit older, but this is a man who led the NBA in assist-to-turnover ratio, had the second-best mark as far as shooting the three-pointer last year of his entire NBA career, and he can still play at a really solid level. Daryl Morey believes that should warrant the Sixers back a Norm Powell or a Terrence Mann, but the Clippers aren't willing to budge on that, and that's why these talks continue. Now, we also want to get to this from Brian Windhorst, that the 76ers are prioritizing first-round picks that do not maximize the current window. They've given up a lot of picks, especially for that James Harden trade. And they don't have a lot of premium draft capital over the next few years, and they probably don't believe that any first-round pick is really going to be able to come in and have an instant impact on a team that has championship aspirations, because that's the reality of this veteran-laden roster. But when you look down the road, Philadelphia might be enticed by trying to stockpile a couple of first-round picks, because at some point down the future, 5, 6, 7 years down the pipe, you want to have some of that draft capital if you need to go through a rebuilding process, or at least have that type of stability underneath you if things fall apart for this organization. I'll tell you what, though, this is very interesting because Philadelphia is kind of in a precarious spot. You have the lingering drama potentially with Harden not wanting to play for Philadelphia, even though he reported the training camp, is partaking in practice. Is he even going to look the way of Daryl Morey, have any conversations with him? Because of that, And because of the diminishing value, and if they get off to a slow start, and Harden has bad body language, and Joel Embiid is like, look, we need to get him out of here, then at that point, maybe the 76ers' hand might be forced. Now, I'll tell you what, if the Sixers do make a move of any significance, we're going to talk about it right here on the show, and that's why we've been able to surpass 12,000 subscribers. Thanks to everybody for supporting the show. We got past that number the other day. And if you want informative, entertaining, insightful Sixers content, this is your go-to spot with yours truly. More to get to here on the show, but first, BetUS is our sportsbook partner, and they are offering the best deal that any sportsbook has to offer. A 125% deposit bonus at chatsports.com/bet. Promo code chat125. You want to bet it on the NFL, Major League Baseball, Philadelphia Phillies in the playoffs? I'm smashing the Phils to take down the Atlanta Braves once again. Do that, chatsports.com/bet. Promo code chat125. We round out with Joel Embiid, committing to play for Team USA in the 2024 Olympic Games. And here's what Shams had to report, that the reigning NBA MVP has chosen Team USA over France as well as Cameroon, and he will partake rocking the red, white, and blue in Paris in 2024. I understand why a lot of Sixers fans out there might not be happy about this because of his injury history. Now he's adding more mileage to the tires when he's going to be past 30 years old. Joel Embiid committing to play for Team USA is a massive deal. This is why Embiid's going to be playing for the USA squad in a summer in which the Philadelphia 76ers are potentially going to have 2 potential max cap slots. So they're going to be able to bring in some marquee and superstar players, and Joel Embiid is going to be on Team USA with an opportunity to try to lure some of those other star players to Philadelphia. We saw how Bryce Harper was able to bring in Trey Turner because of the atmosphere at Citizens Bank Park. Joel Embiid can say, this is one of the most iconic brands in the NBA. You have me, a blossoming superstar in Tyrese Maxey. We can give you between $30, $40+ million. We'll have an opportunity to compete in the Eastern Conference, going up against other teams like the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics. And there have, in the past, been big threes formed with players who were playing for Team USA. LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh with the Miami Heat. How about what Phoenix was able to do? Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. A lot of these players developed these relationships playing for the USA squad, and it doesn't necessarily mean that summer they're playing with these players. But think about what transpires before that. Workouts, scrimmages. They're all in a group message together because they're all going to be on Team USA. These things are important, and Joel Embiid can try to market Philadelphia a little bit to try to bring in another star. And the stars playing for Team USA, you look at guys like Steph Curry, LeBron James, who might be a free agent soon, Kevin Durant. We'll see. Devin Booker, Bam Adebayo. Like, that's the point here, is that Joel Embiid's going to have an opportunity to try to talk to these other superstars to bring one in to join forces with him and Tyrese Maxey. That's why it is a big deal. Thanks for hanging around. If you made it to the end of the video, give me your real ones down below. It's 76ers Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. Shout out producer Chip with helping me on the show today. And we're going to continue to give you some great Sixers content right here on the feed.